A comparative gaming performance test of Windows 11 and Linux-based Kashii OS. Initial results showed that Linux is closing the gap and in some cases even outperforming Windows 11 in modern AAA games. The FPS test covered over 10,000 modern games using Windows 11 and Kashii OS, a lightweight Arch-based distro. The test rig consisted of an AMD Ryzen 5600X processor, a Sapphire Pulse AMD Radeon RX 6700 XT graphics card, 16 GB of DDR4 RAM, and a 2 TB NVMe SSD. Among other things, a Corsair RM1000X 1000-watt power supply and a Gigabyte X570 AOROUS Elite motherboard. The system was tested under Windows 11 with AMD Adrenalin 26.3.1 AMD drivers and Kashii OS with Mesa 26.0.3. The first game tested at 1080p with ultra settings and no scaling was the recently released Crimson Desert. On average, the game ran at 59 FPS on Windows 11 with an extremely rare drop to 48 FPS in 1% of cases. Kashii OS averaged 63 FPS with a rare drop to 50 FPS in 1% of cases. The difference widened even further in Warhammer 40K Space Marine 2 at 1080p and ultra settings. On Windows 11, the game averaged 68 FPS with a rare drop to 58 FPS in 1% of cases. Kashii OS showed 81 FPS with a rare drop to 72 FPS in 1% of cases. Kashii OS outperformed Windows 11 in gaming performance in Red Dead Redemption 2 at maximum settings at 1080p and Cyberpunk 2077 at ultra settings at 1080p without scaling. In these games, the Arch-based distro delivered an average of 85 to 98 FPS, while Windows 11 averaged 81 to 91 FPS. Linux beats Windows 11 in gaming performance in Red Dead Redemption 2 and Cyberpunk 2077. Windows 11 performed better in the first Descendant at 1080p with ultra settings and FSR3 native support, where it delivered 63 FPS. At the same time, Kashii OS showed 54 FPS. In The Division 2 at 1080p with ultra settings, both OSs reached 128 FPS, but Windows 11 showed a drop to 97 FPS in 1% of cases, while in Kashii OS, the drop reached 93 FPS. These games do not have a native Linux version, that is, they still use the Proton compatibility layer, which translates Windows API calls into Linux-compatible commands in real time. The test demonstrates the fantastic efficiency of Proton's optimization.